Hello, this is the lecture number 3 for the chapter complex number of the class 11th, and in the last lecture we were discussing the exercise 5.2. I think we have done there one or two questions there, and let us discuss the remaining question of this exercise. I am taking the question number 2 of this exercise 5.2. You have to convert this into the polar form or you have to find the principal argument of this complex number. So let minus root 3 plus I be a complex number in the polar form r cos theta plus I sin theta. As usual, equate the real part with the real part, that is r cos theta is equal to minus root 3 and r sin theta is equal to 1. So first equation, second equation, to find r, always squaring and add this step number 1 and 2, squaring and adding the left hand side to r square cos square theta plus r square cos sin square theta, and the right hand side minus root 3 square plus 1 square. So this comes out to be r sin square theta cos square theta is equal to 4 and r is equal to 2. For the principal solution, you have to divide both the equation r sin theta upon r cos theta is equal to 1 upon minus root 3, because sin theta is positive and cos theta is negative. So the this complex number lies in the second quadrant. So tan theta is equal to 1 upon minus root 3. So 1 upon root 3 is tan 30. You have to convert this into second quadrant. You know that you can convert into second quadrant by 180 minus theta. 180 minus theta, that is pi by 6. So the principal arguments comes out to be 5 pi by 6. So the principal argument of this complex number is 5 pi by 6 and its modulus is 2. So like this you have to do these questions of this exercise. Similarly, in the question number 3, we have 1 minus I, you put it equal to r cos theta plus I sin theta. Real part with real part, r cos theta is equal to 1 and r sin theta equal to minus 1. Squaring and adding, you are getting r, which is the modulus of the complex number. For the argument, as usual, you have to divide r sin theta upon r cos theta minus 1 upon 1. Because sin theta is negative and cos theta is positive, so this will lie in the fourth quadrant. So tan theta is equal to minus 1. You have to convert it into the fourth quadrant. Minus tan 45. To convert into fourth quadrant, you can write tan minus pi by 4. Tan minus theta is equal to minus tan theta. Therefore, theta will be equal to minus 4, which is the principal argument of this complex number. Similarly is the question number 4. As usual, let it equal to r cos theta plus I sin theta. R cos theta is equal to minus 1. R sin theta is equal to 1. So equate real part with real part and imaginary part with imaginary part. Squaring and adding, you are getting r as is equal to root 2. For the principal argument, you divide both the equations. R sin theta upon r cos theta is equal to 1 upon minus 1, because sin theta is positive and cos theta is negative. So it will lie in the second quadrant. So we are getting minus 1. 1 for tan theta is equal to tan pi by 4, because you have to convert into the second quadrant. So we have already discussed that you have to write 180 minus theta. So principal solution will be 3 pi by 4. Principal solution of this complex number. Now if you have to write into polar form, replace the value of r and theta here. So r is root 2, theta is 3 pi by 4, 3 pi by 4. This is the polar form of the complex number. So in the question number 4, you have to convert this complex number into the polar form. Up to question number 3, you have to find only the modulus and the principal solution or principal argument. So minus 1 minus I, you put it equal to r cos theta plus I sin theta. R cos theta will be equal to minus 1. R sin theta will be equal to minus 1. By squaring and adding, you will get the value of r. For the principal argument, you divide both the equation r sin theta upon r cos theta, which is equal to minus 1 upon minus 1, because sin theta and cos theta both negative. So this will lie in the third quadrant, and this is 1. So tan 45, when you have to convert into the third quadrant, as we have already discussed, you have to write minus 180 pi theta, minus 180 minus theta. So pi minus pi by 4, theta is pi by 4. So 3 pi by 4 is the principal argument of this complex number. When the theta is in the third quadrant or complex number in the third quadrant, then the principal solution is minus 180 minus theta, minus 3 pi by 4. So put the value of r and theta in this polar form where we have let. As question number 6 also, you have to convert minus 3 into the polar form. For first of all, write in the standard form, that is -3. You can write -3 plus 0i. So put it equal to r cos theta plus I sin theta. Real part with real part, imaginary part with imaginary part. Equate them. You are getting r cos theta is equal to -3. R cos sin theta is equal to 0. Squaring and adding, you are getting the value of r as 3. Now because here the imaginary part is 0, so this will lie on the x-axis and on the negative x-axis rather, because the real part is -3. If you mark it on the arcing plane, it will be -3, 0. It will lie on the negative direction of the x-axis. So the angle will be here will be equal to pi. So the principal argument will be equal to pi. So theta will be equal to pi. So this polar form will be 3 cos pi plus I sin pi. If you have to convert this into the polar form. We'll discuss the remaining question, that is question number 7. We have √3 plus I as usual. Put it equal to r cos theta plus I sin theta. R cos theta is the real part, r sin theta is equal to 1 is the imaginary part. Squaring and adding, you are getting r is equal to 2. For the principal argument, you divide both the equation. We are getting 1 upon √3 because sin theta and cos theta are both positive. So it will lie in the first quadrant. So it is 1 upon √3 is tan 30. So principal argument will be pi by 6 and the polar form will be r cos theta plus I sin theta. Similarly, this is the question number 8 where I is the complex number. So you can write as 0 plus I. So 0, r cos theta will be equal to 0 and I sin theta will be equal to 1. Real part with real part and imaginary part with imaginary part. You can write like this, 0 plus I. So real part is r cos theta, which is equal to 0. R sin theta is equal to 1, which is the real part. Squaring and adding, you will get the value of r. For principal argument, sin theta upon cos theta is equal to 1 upon 0. Because its imaginary part, real part is 0. So this will lie on the y-axis. So sin theta upon cos theta 1 upon 0. The tan theta will be 90 because it will lie on the y-axis like this. Theta will be this. So 90. So this point will denote 0 plus I. So theta here will be 90, which is the principal argument of this complex number. Now in exercise 5.3, you have to simplify or rather solve the given quadratic equations. In this all quadratic equation, the discriminant in all the question the discriminant will be negative, so its roots will be imaginary. So in exercise 5.3, x square plus 3 equal to 0. So you know how to solve the quadratic equation. A here is 1, b is 0, c is 3. The discriminant will be equal to b square minus 4ac, that is -3. So discriminant will be -3. So root will be minus b plus minus root d upon 2a. b is 0 here, root is -3, 2 into 1. You know how to solve this. Root minus 3 will be equal to √3i. So plus minus √3i upon 2 is the solution of this quadratic equation. So like that, you can solve these equation. I have taken the question number 4 where a is -1, b is 1, c is -2. You find the discriminant. Discriminant is coming out to be -7, which is less than 0. So it will have imaginary roots. So x will be equal to -b plus minus root d upon 2a, -1 plus minus √7i upon 2a. So when you solve this root -7, you can write √7i. You know how to write this. So roots will be -1 upon -2 plus minus √7i upon -2, which will be the roots of this quadratic equation. So these are some solutions of exercise 5.3. You can easily do it, and let us take the question number 9. Now if you see this, discriminant will be 1 minus 4 upon √3. It comes out to be 1 minus 2 √2, 4 upon √2. You can write this. Now this is less than 0. You see it very carefully. 1 minus 2 √2, it will be less than 0. So how you have to solve it? Minus b plus minus root d upon 2a. You can write like this. Now you can, how you have to solve this? Now you compulsory, you intentionally take minus common in this. it will be minus 2 root 2 minus 1 here. It clearly shows it is t is negative. To remove this minus, you will get I. So minus 1 upon 2 will be the real part. Root 2 minus 1 I upon 2 will be the imaginary part of the roots of this quadratic equation. So like this, you can solve all the equations of this exercise 5.4, and in all the questions we have the discriminant negative, so their roots will be imaginary. So we'll continue in the next lecture. Thank you.